History Spotlight, brought to you by HEC Media and the Missouri Historical Society.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jody Sowell, president of the Missouri Historical Society in St. Louis, and this is History Spotlight. Holiday traditions in St. Louis have evolved significantly over time, reflecting the city's changing cultural landscape. As St. Louis transformed, new customs emerged, illustrating how celebrations adapt to societal norms and cultural influences. Public historian Amanda Clark highlights some of these changes.
We tend to think of holiday traditions as just that. We do the same things that were done before. But of course, that is never true, and holidays are constantly changing, both the way we celebrate them and the holidays we celebrate. The way St. Louisans have celebrated Christmas and New Year's, for example, has drastically changed over time. During the colonial era, these two holidays directly reflected the French traditions of the early St. Louisans. Christmas was celebrated with a tradition known as Réveillon. Réveillon was a family breakfast served after midnight mass, which of course the entire village attended, including those that were enslaved. The foods served for Réveillon varied by the family, and it was really whatever the fanciest thing they personally could afford. Christmas Day would end with a large ball attended by, again, the entire village. The ball would open with married couples dancing a minuet. After the Louisiana Purchase happens and we begin to transition culturally, we see the introduction of things like holly, mistletoe, and the Yule log. Christmas in the 20th century definitely looked different, with the introduction of the Christmas shopping season and the famous Christmas windows in the downtown department stores. Celebrating New Year's also looked very different. For the French, New Year's was celebrated with a society ball known as La Guyanée. In colonial St. Louis, families went to the home of the oldest family member, received a blessing, and an exchange of the kiss of peace, which was something also practiced by neighbors who were experiencing conflict. New Year's traditions also involved young men visiting unwed women, kissing them, and wishing them a successful marriage by Easter. Children were traditionally given presents from their godparents. Another tradition was Twelfth Night Feast, a huge ball that featured traditional drinks and food, including a cake with 4 beans baked inside, and the girl who found a bean first was named the Queen. Interestingly, one tradition that actually doesn't change much over time is the shooting of firearms on Christmas and New Year's. We see people complaining of this in the early 1800s, the mid-1800s, and so on. In 1874, we see an article in the paper noting that no one was killed on New Year's from celebratory gunfire, unlike the 12 people that died the previous Christmas from the same practice. In 1909, a local newspaper did an article predicting how we would celebrate holidays in 2009. Some of the predictions were true, like people living in tall buildings and devices that could project movies onto the wall. It also predicted we'd be flying everywhere and sending gifts across town via pneumatic tubes. Holidays will always be evolving and reflecting the mix of cultures and social norms of the time, and as we can see, it is impossible to know how future St. Louisans will celebrate and what they will celebrate.
To learn more about the Missouri Historical Society, visit mohistory.org.